Willie D Live.
What's up, family? You'll never believe this one. On October 24th, 2023, Sacramento Sheriff's Deputy Marvin Morales suffered an overdose after, get this, smoking fentanyl laced with meth in the police station. Yeah. One of his colleagues stumbled upon him in the bathroom, passed out on the floor, dying. Initially, it was believed that Deputy Morales had accidentally exposed himself to fentanyl due to a drug seizure earlier in the day. However, after an internal affairs investigation, it was discovered that he had been using meth for a while. Investigators say he may have even been using before he joined the department. Deputy Morales would ultimately resign from the Sacramento Sheriff's Department after serving with them 7 years. He was due to be fired, but the department allowed him to resign like they do so often, and he just goes to another department and rinse and repeat. It is absolutely amazing that police officers are able to get a gun and a badge and go out on the streets and inject themselves in other people's lives. They send these guys out to resolve conflict, disputes, to regulate traffic, right? Or should I say, control traffic. Make sure, nobody's out there violating, And oftentimes, they send them out to make a little bust here and there, Get the drug users and the dealers off the streets, clean the streets up. And oftentimes, they're the ones who are using the drugs. In fact, some of them, like Officer Morales, join the department so they can have easier access at free drugs. That's right, I said it. I mean, what better way to get free drugs? Drugs are expensive. So imagine if you got a gun and a badge and you're out there chasing the bad guys, and every time you make a bust, you just keep a little stash for yourself. Yeah, you turn a little into evidence, put a little in the evidence department, but, you take one, get in 1 gram, you keep 2 for yourself. How is it that these guys do not get drug tested frequently? They should take drug tests. I mean, this is what I'm saying. Because the job has so much responsibility attached to it, because it can easily turn into tragedy, because police officers have a lot of power and authority over people when they're often in crisis situations. They got to be on point. It only makes sense that they're tested frequently. They test people who have been convicted of crimes once a month at least. At the very least, police officers should meet those same standards. Once a month at least. And they do that for a reason. It should be all the time. I think it should be at least twice a month. Once a month scheduled, once a month random. I think that would correct a lot of the bad behavior that's out here on the streets, because a lot of these cops, they're on drugs. A lot of them are alcoholics, and they're running out here into the streets, injecting themselves in people's lives and really making people's lives harder than what it needs to be. A lot of them are bullies. So imagine if you already got a bully and then put a bully on drugs and tell me what you get. This guy was and is a ticking time bomb. You better believe when he get a job somewhere else, whether it be at a school, a police department, or a park, he's going to continue using meth. If a police officer doing meth at the police station don't tell you that we have a serious drug problem in America, I don't know what to tell you. This guy is extremely dangerous. Imagine getting pulled over by the police and he's on meth. She's on meth or crack or some Jack Daniels. Yeah, meth, crack, Jack. It's crazy, man. This is a wild story, man. But I'm not surprised. If you're surprised, then I don't know where you've been living at for the last I don't know how many years. I'm not surprised at all. The cop who saved his life, it was like he knew exactly what had happened. It makes me think that he knew in advance the dude was on meth. A lot of times partners know what's going on because they're enablers. No dude who's in his right mind is going to be out there in the streets with a meth head. So perhaps both of them, him and his partner, were using meth. Or maybe he's one of those guys that roll alone, you know? Well, a lot of them ride alone now. But, you know, they back each other up. You know, as soon as one get pulled over, one pulls somebody over or have a stop, make a stop or whatever, the other one comes up. You know, the other one rolls up. They get a domestic dispute call, then, you know, this guy rolls up in his squad car, the other guy pull up in his squad car. So that happens a lot. Morales says he confiscated the pipe from a homeless person at an encampment back in 2023. And he just kept it. But at first he lied and said that he disposed of the pipe. But once they caught him in a lie, he so-called fessed up. I say so-called because I'm still sure he didn't tell the entire story. So imagine this guy is tasked with going out, arresting people who are using drugs or selling drugs. But he is just as bad. He needs to be investigated. All along, he should have been the one being investigated. He should have been the one getting searched and being put behind bars. Before I go, the charges are as follows. The fentanyl was charged with obstruction of justice, resisting arrest, and battery to a law enforcement officer with the intent to kill. No more talk.